We are not defenders anymore. We are warriors, trained to kill the enemy and break their will. History is watching. Be the force you swore an oath to be: focused, disciplined, lethal, and unbreakable.
At 03:17 local time in the cold, pitch-black depths of the Strait of Hormuz, the American Ghost Submarine, an ultra-quiet Virginia-class attack submarine operating in total stealth mode, silently destroyed Iran's largest IRGC coastal missile battery, guarding the entrance to the strait. The battery, packed with advanced anti-ship missiles capable of threatening the entire waterway, was about to go dark forever. Operation Phantom Depth had just begun. Deep inside the submerged hull, the crew and attached special operators prepared with ice-cold precision. Sonar technicians monitored every acoustic signature on their screens. Weapons officers loaded the torpedo tubes with a deadly mix of heavyweight Mk-48 torpedoes and specially modified underwater delivery vehicles. In the lockout chamber, SEAL combat divers carefully checked their closed-circuit rebreathers, combat knives, and magnetic limpet charges designed to cripple hardened coastal targets from below. Every movement was deliberate and silent. No unnecessary words. The Ghost Submarine's advanced pump jet propulsion and anechoic coating made it virtually invisible to Iranian sonar. This was the exact mission it was built for: to strike from the shadows and vanish without a trace. At 03:05, the Virginia-class submarine crept into its final attack position, just 3.2 nautical miles from the Iranian coastline, hovering silently at 220 feet depth. Above them, on the rocky shore, sat the IRGC's largest coastal missile battery, a sprawling complex bristling with mobile transporter erector launchers loaded with Noor and Gadir anti-ship missiles, hardened command bunkers, powerful radar arrays, and underground power systems. The Iranians had no idea that death was already waiting directly beneath them. At exactly 03:17, the captain gave the order. 2 heavyweight Mk-48 torpedoes were launched in rapid succession. They streaked through the black water at high speed, their advanced guidance systems locked onto the submerged intake tunnels and cooling infrastructure feeding the entire battery. The first torpedo slammed into the main seawater intakes with a massive underwater explosion, sending powerful shockwaves rolling across the seabed. The second torpedo struck the buried cable conduits, instantly severing primary power lines and fiber optic command links in one devastating blow. Seconds later, the lockout chamber hatch opened. SEAL combat divers slipped out into the freezing darkness, riding silent underwater scooters toward the rocky shoreline. Their rebreathers produced no bubbles. Using helmet-mounted displays, they navigated precisely to the exposed sections of the missile battery's foundation and backup generator rooms. They magnetically attached shaped limpet charges and set the fuses. Muffled underwater detonations followed. Precise, controlled blasts that collapsed support structures, flooded generator halls, and destroyed critical underground cabling. Radar arrays lost all power. Missile launchers went offline mid-cycle. The entire layered coastal defense system began failing in cascading blackouts. On the surface, Iranian alarm sirens finally screamed to life. Bright searchlights stabbed wildly into the night. A few IRGC patrol boats raced out from nearby harbors, machine guns ready, desperately searching for an enemy. But they were met with acoustic decoys launched from the submarine that created false targets miles away, pulling the boats in the wrong direction. The Ghost Submarine remained perfectly silent, already repositioning deeper and quieter into safer waters. Inside the battery complex, total chaos erupted. Iranian operators watched in horror as their multi-billion-dollar systems went dark one by one. Anti-ship launchers lost targeting data and hydraulic power. Command links were severed. The biggest IRGC missile battery protecting the Strait of Hormuz was now crippled and powerless, all from an invisible enemy they could neither see nor hear. By 03:52, the last SEAL diver was safely back inside the lockout chamber. The Ghost Submarine quietly reversed course and glided away on its ultra-silent propulsion, leaving nothing but destruction and a few rising bubbles in its wake. Iranian coastal radars that should have detected it remained completely dead. Patrol boats continued searching frantically, but found only empty sea and their own burning wreckage on the shore. At 0510, the Virginia-class Ghost Submarine rendezvoused safely with its support elements in deeper international waters. The crew secured from battle stations as final confirmation arrived. Iran's largest IRGC Hormuz missile battery had been completely neutralized, launchers offline, power infrastructure destroyed, and command systems shattered from below. The American Ghost Submarine had struck with lethal precision and disappeared without a single trace. Iran's most formidable coastal defense, the one meant to dominate the Strait of Hormuz and threaten global shipping, now lay in ruins, its missiles silent and useless. Tehran would wake up to find its strongest maritime shield broken overnight, with no explanation and no way to strike back at the invisible attacker. The message was unmistakable. America's unseen underwater force could reach any target in the strait at any time and leave nothing but failure and silence behind. Operation Phantom Depth was complete. The Hormuz had just been taught a brutal new lesson in American power, delivered silently from the deep.